Hey y'all, thanks for checking out another video. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how I detangle and style my daughter's hair. As you can see here, what I'm showing you is, you see how silky and shiny her hair is in the inner part of the braid? Now I want you to watch as I take the braid down. Her hair is still silky and shiny because I use Smooth Through Detangler as a conditioner. It is formulated as a detangler, but you can use it as a conditioner. And as you see, as I take her braid down, how the inner part of the braid is still very shiny and very silky. So as long as your hair is straightened, like if you wash your hair, use Smooth Through Detangler as a deep conditioner. As long as your hair does not revert back to its original texture, it will stay straight, as you can see here. Now, this side of her hair is taken down completely. And as you can see, it's still silky, but watch what happens when I open her hair up. As you can see, her hair is very matted in there and is very dense. So I'm going to separate that part of her hair and also the middle. Watch what happens when you see the middle. That part of her hair has gotten wet. So you see how matted and dense it is because she sleeps on her back and she was sweating in the back of her head. So it made her hair start to mat up. But what I'm going to show you is how I separate it and then start to detangle her hair, which makes the detangling process a lot easier. Once you follow these simple steps, it makes your detangling process easier. So I'm separating her hair into larger sections. And once I separate the larger sections, then depending on where your hair is matted the most, wherever it's matted the most, that's where you want to concentrate. As you can see in the video, her hair is matted more in the root. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to separate this back section that I don't have clipped out of the way. I'm going to separate that. I'm going to spray it with water to make it more pliable, to just loosen up some of the dense hairs, because when your hair is matted, it's like dense and it's hard to maneuver and move. So I'm just going to spray that with water, separate it into smaller sections. And even separating your hair into smaller sections, let me just say, even though you have what it seems to be more steps, but your detangling process goes a lot faster and you don't lose as much hair. So although it seems like, oh, I got to do an extra step here, next steps there, that's fine. But once you get the hang of it, it makes your detangling process go faster and you don't lose as much hair. So all I'm doing here, again, I focus on the root because that's where her tangling starts the most. And I'm just using the pads of my fingers, squeezing the detangler into her hair and just kind of pushing it into her hair to penetrate, not using my nails, just using the pads of my finger, although it looks like I'm using my nails. And what that does is that helps for the detangler to penetrate quicker into the hair, and the water makes the hair a little more pliable, and that also helps the detangler to penetrate more into the hair. And then what I do, once I start with my most problematic area, I just squeeze the detangler down the rest of her hair, because you want to make sure that hair is protected and that part is detangled as well. And as you can see, even with me running my hands through it, the shed hairs just start to slide out, and that's what you want. You don't want a lot of friction when you're detangling your hair, because that pulls out more hair than necessary, and that causes hair loss. So again, you're on a never-ending merry-go-round. It never stops because you protect your hair and detangle it. I'm sorry, you protect your hair, and then in the detangling process, you pull out so much hair, you don't get to see the gains that you've made. And as you can see here, how easy the comb is sliding through her hair. And as you can see, that part was pretty matted up. And what I'm going to do is, once I detangle that part to my satisfaction, to my comfort, the way I want it detangled, I'm going to clip that out the way, and then I'm going to do the other part that I separated, and then I'm going to take all of that hair together and twist it, and you'll see that in a moment. And here I'm showing you to make sure that all the strands are properly coated at the top and at the bottom. And when I push the detangler into your hair, what that does is push it through to coat the hair that's in the middle, because again, her hair is tangled and is matted. So the detangler is not going to easily go through. So you have to work it into the hair. Following the same steps. All I'm doing is repeating the same steps over and over again. And what I'm doing now is I'm kind of chopping through her hair to loosen up some of the gunk and sweat and, like oils and things that kind of accumulate in the root area of the hair, and that helps to easily break it up so you just don't rake hair out. And that's something that works very well for me, especially with a wide tooth comb. That technique works very well, and it makes it easier to detangle her hair, just to me, in my opinion. And let me just say, y'all, I've said in several videos, this is the daughter who is extremely tenderheaded or tenderheaded. One day I'm gonna figure out which which word it is, but she is the daughter who is very tenderheaded. And when I say hated to get her hair combed, oh my God, it was just a nightmare. So just to see her calm and laughing and talking while I'm doing her hair, it's a godsend to me. It's like the heavens open, the angels start to sing, the whole 9 yards. But what I'm doing here is because personally, me, I'm not saying everybody has to do this, but I like clean parts. I don't like loose hairs or just kind of messy separation, I guess. I don't like that because I hate when I'm combing through the hair that I snag a part that's supposed to be in another section. So for me, once I detangle a section, I part a clean part, as you just saw me do, and I twist that section out of the way. And because her hair is pretty long, I twist that section into a knot so it just doesn't hang on the back of her neck or on the back of her shirt with conditioner or detangler on the back of her neck. So it just kind of not be so messy. Now I'm just following the same steps. As you can see, her hair is still tangled, very messy, very, needs to be detangled. But we're just going to zip through this part. And I just want you guys to see the detangling process because that's very important in retaining length to your hair. So you can follow these steps after braids. I follow these steps when I take my weaves out or extensions, or follow these exact same steps. And it saved my girls so much hair, and they were able to see the length because you weren't just pulling hair out every time you detangle the hair from being up an extended amount of time. And that's, as you can see here, we're just following the same steps. It's very repetitive, following the same steps, but they work if you do it correctly. These steps work. Now, I've washed her hair. I washed her hair in those twists, took them out, and I used the same detangler as a deep conditioner and put it on her hair for 20 minutes under a hooded dryer. Then I blew her hair dry, and this is where we are now. I separated it into 4 large sections, and all I'm doing here is separating her hair because I'm going to twist her hair into a high bun. So I'm separating the parts to make it even and help the twisting process go faster. Now what I'm doing now is I'm putting Perfect Assist Styling Aid is a moisturizing styling aid that moisturizes your hair. It's non-greasy. It's not greasy. It won't leave your pillowcases greasy. It won't leave your forehead greasy. But it moisturizes her hair and it gives her natural hair a nice luster. It just gives her that healthy hair look. And if she wanted to wear a twist out, it gives great definition, great moisturizing without greasiness. And it also gives it a light hold. So all I'm doing is putting that on her hair, and I'm going to twist her hair into a bun. This is the finished product. We are all done. And as you can see, her hair isn't very greasy and it's still wet. And she's a nutcase, as you can see. She's my very outgoing child is what I like to call her. But she wanted the bun at the top, and she wanted it kind of tall. I wanted it more wide and full, but she wanted it kind of tall, so that's what I did, y'all. I just made it kind of tall for her to make her happy. I told y'all she's a nut job, so you know, it is what it is. She my child. So as you can see here, I'm just twisting the bun together, and that's it, y'all. It's very simple, but this is a very cute style. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave them below. Thanks again for watching. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and share these videos if they are helpful for you. And I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot, guys.